obviously that's not it. That's not finished. We should do a setup video really at some point. This is now the fourth house, and I've not done a setup video on this channel before. So maybe now's the time. But today, Glory Hunter, welcome back. Hello there folks, good to see you. I hope I find you very well. Welcome back to Newcastle United. Third place, Newcastle United. Oh, heavens. So the last time we met, of course, was the game against Fenerbahce, which we won 4-0 very, very comfortably. And then typically, as has been the way this year, we got a massive result against a big side like Chelsea before then, a couple of days later, losing to Wolves. Similar situation between Manchester United and Aston Villa, Mitrovic scoring again in a 2-1 defeat. So the symmetry is unbelievable. But we followed that up with a 4-0 victory over Dynamo. Again, another victory, another 4-0. And we're playing the Champions League today against PSG, getting back in the fold of things. 4-0 against Bournemouth as well, 2-1 against Middlesbrough. Highlights packages to return in the next video. Sorry, I just want a video up. I don't want people going, oh, it's happened again. It's happened again. Glory Hunter, it's happening. No, we're still going. I've just moved location, which I think I've mentioned in 7 consecutive videos. So 8 now. So we're going to play PSG today and talk a little bit about the team, how it's looking, where the goals are coming from. And Alexander Isak is the surprise package of this season in that we never really thought he was going to do a whole amount. But in recent games, as you can see, he came on as an early substitute against Dynamo after an injury to Mitrovic, and then got a hat-trick the next game against Bournemouth, got one as well against Middlesbrough. And importantly for us, of course, is playing as the target forward. He's not small, Isak, right? 6'3", a decent jumping reach as well, a decent-ish strength, but that pace especially, like that's the thing that sets me apart from Mitrovic really. You think of Isak as the quick striker, Mitrovic as the holder-upper, and yeah, but he's been playing really well. And obviously having competition in that position is always good, so hopefully they can keep that up throughout the rest of the season. We play PSG tomorrow, I realise. Just quickly then on the league, before we talk about that more tomorrow, is that Dybala's having a really good start to the season. Isak, of course, as mentioned. And hopefully then we can start to put a bit of a run together, get back into the Champions League next year. Of course, it's all changed now with the way the positions work because of the Champions League rather than the Champions Knockout and League. So, yeah, obviously trying to get back in there, keeping an eye on how other clubs are getting on around Europe. Do you want to see what's available right now? Of course you do. And I know some of you will be going, Ben, go to Alvarez. Ben, go to Alaves in Spain, 2nd division. Come on, get La Liga wrapped up. No, viewers, sorry. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. There's no big jobs available right now. Far too early. Although I'm noticing Real Madrid, I was going to say, are way off the pace. They're 4 points behind, so not quite. And in Serie A, I noticed Parma in 19th. Dortmund are already 11 points behind Bayern, but that worries me about the Dortmund squad if they're 11 points behind Bayern. Someone took their best midfielder as well, so that's out of order. That was me though, wasn't it? So not that out of order. I have sort of made the Bundesliga a lot harder now. I've ruined Dortmund. All right, let's continue forward just a little bit then as we play PSG, who I think is there, by the way, are in 12th. Now, we've had an unbelievably good start to the Champions League. We find ourselves top of the Champions League. You'll never sing that. You'll never sing that. You'll never sing that. Top of the Champions League. Until lots of teams have done it in the future, of course. But currently, no one but me. Da, 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 da. You'll never sing that. You're asking for it when you sing that at people, aren't you? You are asking for it. You'll never sing that, never in your whole life. You'll never do it. Oh, you are doing it. You've won the league now, or the Champions League. That's awkward. I do enjoy it when sort of the fans of Nottingham Forest sing it to Manchester City fans, though, because, you know, the inevitability of them actually doing it at some point is obvious. But right now, they can't sing it. So keep going, Nottingham Forest. If you're watching, keep going. Yeah, the move went well. For those of you, for the 7 of you that were wondering, I wonder if the move went well. Yeah, it did go well, actually. I'm now in a detached house, so I can shout louder. So, well, come on. Late Night Ben, the streams are back, aren't they? Come on. Other people do live with me, so I should probably be quieter, actually. Unless my 2-year-old wants to drop a subprime, it'd probably be quite quiet, actually. Right then, I was hoping that my 11 would be fit enough to play this upcoming game against PSG, because obviously going into it full strength would be ideal. And we're pretty much there. Ramsdale in goal, of course, which still feels weird after the years of Nick Pope, and then Kobel, obviously. Baku at right back, and Mendy at left back, Torres, Lacroix. That as a back four is working really, really well. So I've got no qualms with that. Really working well for me. Bruno Guimaraes just sat in front then. McAllister, Rice, a really nice combination again, less creative now from Rice, but that box-to-box midfielder, I kind of like what we're doing with it. Dybala pushed up on the right-hand side, giving him less defensive responsibility, and him and McAllister are working really nicely in tandem. And then Mudryk on that side just seems to be a force of nature at times. Really enjoying him with Isaac up front. Of course, you've seen the thumbnail for today. The team we're playing against, quite good. And also, sorry, I've sort of gone through the midfield there like this is normal. It was last year, of course. Jude Bellingham is actually injured for today's game and won't feature. He's on the bench. If I get desperate, I'll bring him on. So he's definitely going to play at some point. So how are PSG looking a few years in? Of course, and what I hate about Football Manager is these clubs that have got loads of money and just completely revolutionise the squads with, you know, they have not done that. So that's nice to see. Although, no, sorry, Frank Kessie's in there, so I'll take that back. Frank Kessie's actually made them a lot better. Just looking at the team, Frankie de Jong's joined them as well, so that sort of went over my head there. The rest of the side, they're still playing Mauro Icardi, but what is this system? A 4-2-2-2? What is this? What I would love it to be is like Messi as the 10, I think. Oh my God, I forgot. Come on. Right, there's the Newcastle team. Sorry, that caught me off guard. Do you know what? The Champions League music is far better when you're surprised by it, viewers. Let me tell you. Really did enjoy that. Let's take a look then. It's a 4-2-2-2. Mbappe and Icardi through the middle. Neymar on side, Messi the other. Kessie and de Jong through the middle. It's a very, very good PSG side that I don't believe have yet won the Champions League. But here we are, the Nets St James's. This is what Champions League football is all about, getting the very best at Newcastle, as well as PSG joining us this time around. So that's nice to see. The champions! Shout out to all of you that wrote the actual lyrics in the comment section. I chose to ignore that, and I will just be saying the champions. So you tried. Thanks for trying. But this is our first proper test outside of England, of course, of how good are the other nations. Is England far and away the best side to try and win the Champions League with, frankly? Like, are we already in that position? And are Newcastle capable of turning really like decent league form and good European form into Champions League winning form? And this is the sort of game where we're going to find out if that's right or not, as Mudryk's been played in by Dybala and goes for goal immediately and fires it into the back of the net. It's Newcastle 1, PSG 0. For all the firepower in this PSG lineup, they did not account for the speed and agile ability of Mudryk at the left wing. Declan Rice into Dybala, and it's a really, tell you what, that sort of pass is tremendous. And then the goalkeeping from Donnarumma is not particularly good. 1-0 though, and a really, really nice start. This is what we're talking about, as PSG now are going to try and play out from the back. So this is now an interesting situation. We find ourselves 1-0 up. We know how threatening they're going to be, and the job that Baku and Mendy have got is going to be pivotal to all of this. The work Icardi does defensively as well, you can see it there, is going to be important too. Mbappe, Neymar and Messi are not known for there's just been a tackle going. It's a terrible touch for Mbappe, almost too quick for words. They're obviously not known for their defensive work, as we saw Mbappe press, close down, tackle and shoot there. So should probably shut up. As the ball's played forward though, Marquinhos gets there. Rice gets above Kessie. Dybala into Isaac. He's in form. Can the man in form score the goal? Oh, he's at the bar. Oh, I thought he'd done it. But no, not this time. And a challenge flies in from Mendy. That's what I want to see. Quick pressing over on someone like Messi. Do not give him a sniff at anything, as it would keep the 1-0 lead. And you've got to say, not only a 1-0 lead, but 8 shots from us so far. Forget possession right now. We are dominating the chances. And that's what I'm all about. So far, so good. As Real Madrid have taken a lead in their game. Neymar to the back post. There's Kimpembe, but Lacroix does well. But Lionel Messi on that side, the wand of a left foot, plays a short pass to Kessie, who goes for goal, and Ramsdale away to his left-hand side with a fantastic save behind. And it's going to be PSG again with the corner. We're still on positive, again, at the home side. The fans behind you, keep that going. Again, we're a decent side. We've got to try and get out of the mindset of we're Newcastle United and Dan Burn plays for us. It's not us anymore. Okay, this is a really good team. But Paulo Dybala plays at right wing. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're actually pretty good. So here we go. Paul Torres, this is your moment. Into the front post. Lacroix, Donnarumma just about gets it clear. Mudryk, though, a little bit of time, goes for it. Isaac this time on that right foot, can't quite get it over. McAllister in loads of space, goes for goal again. It could have been 2. Maybe it should have been 2. As you can see there, viewers, a clear piece of imagery showcasing the ball did not cross the line. So for those doubters out there, you've been proven wrong, haven't you? Honestly, it's like spot the football when that happens as well. There's the heat graphic was so keen to get on screen there. Interesting. A really decent half of football. You can see down this left-hand side, we are the most attacking side. Our players are pushing far further forward than the Newcastle ones, and a lot of PSG's work work is done in their own penalty area at the moment. So really, really bright signs from us. Definitely more dominant down the left-hand side. Dybala, of course, being the more creative sort of figure on that right-hand side. And then Mudryk being a little bit more direct and driving the ball forward with the help of Mendy. So more of that, please. It's one of those games where I think changing anything right now would be a silly thing to do. In fact, I'm going to tell them all I'm very happy with the way we're playing, because I am. And I want them to keep that confidence as we go into the second half against what we know is a very, very capable attacking side in PSG. As Lacroix's header, I'm going to call it unorthodox. And the ball's been cleared away by Declan Rice. I don't know where's Mudryk in all of this. Just over here. Get over there, son. There's Celtic level things against Liverpool. I just noticed there in the bottom left-hand corner. And there's Icardi. Back out to Hakimi. And the ball forward by him is not particularly good. And now we've got to try and be calm and pick out a good pass. And Isaac, again, trying to do a similar job to Mitrovic. But his header's a little loose. And there's Lionel Messi. And there's 1-1. And they've not had many chances. We've seen very little from them. But when Lionel Messi is given that sort of opportunity in that area of the pitch, it must be like 97% likely that he's going to sort of score. It's a shame for Isaac, actually, because he wins the header quite well. But then the ball forward to Messi, that first touch and the cheekiest of dinks over Ramsdale, back to 1-1. And then the game feels very finely poised, knowing how dangerous they can be. Neymar, ball played in. Maybe I gave the team too much confidence. There's Dybala. We've got our own left-footed Argentinian magician. So don't think you only got your own PSG, because you haven't, because we've got one too, as Isaac on the right-hand side. And I turned into a 7-year-old child there as Dybala gets it again. A lovely creative ball to Mudryk. The tackle comes in. Mudryk's furious about it. I mean, they've not given anything. It won't go to VAR. It must be. And you know what? We'll give the player credit. A fantastic tackle, last ditch from maybe Hakimi based on where it was on the pitch. Just Mbappe, lovely ball into Kessie. And can that defensive challenge be turned into a fantastic goal? Mbappe forward. I don't know if he's onside, actually. That was very, very close. But let's face it, if that's a goal, that is a phenomenally good goal by PSG. Keep your eyes on the arms. Disallowed. It's kind of a shame because it was such a lovely team goal that accounts for nothing. But the way in which they popped the ball around here, by the way, Hakimi in towards Mbappe, who's just straight offside. Great first touch and a phenomenal finish, by the way. I don't know, gets me a little nervous. But this is sort of how I expected it to go. We would dominate large parts of it, but they're still going to be threatening, especially in the final third, as we've got Isaac on a 6.3, right, 6.2 now. I mean, we could make the change. I don't necessarily, because this is the problem, right? We don't necessarily have Mitrovic, but we do have Richarlison to come in. And if Richarlison's coming on, I think him as an advanced forward or even a pressing forward makes more sense than the target. Again, not quite the physical presence that you get with Isaac or with Mitrovic. So Richarlison on. And he's been decent for me this year. Again, a decent signing so far made. So pretty happy with it. I've got to ask myself at this point, would I take the point against one of the better sides in my Champions League group? I probably would, or Champions League fixtures. When I say group, I meant fixtures. Time's ticking away. There's a highlight for us, and Pau Torres is being marked. I can't quite click who it is, but Pau Torres has been marked in the middle here by someone who's considerably shorter. It goes towards Pau Torres. There's Richarlison! What a header across from Pau Torres! And I was not expecting there to be a Richarlison header. I've just talked about how he's not a target man. Really, that's not his thing. And then out of nowhere, flies into the back post. It's a brilliant leap from Pau Torres. I was highlighting it just before the ball went in. And then Richarlison escapes his markers. And he's going to get us the win against PSG. And if we're beating teams like PSG as the time ticks away, I am acutely aware there, viewers, I made absolutely no substitutions, apart from the Richarlison one, and I don't care. Sometimes keeping your best players out there, the team that are gelling well together, is where you get your fruits for your labour. And we've done that today. PSG, by all accounts, have had a really poor afternoon. Neymar 6.3, Messi 6.9, even with a goal, remember. Icardi 6.3, Mbappe 6.5. And we've come up trumps, viewers, with a phenomenal win. What a way to return in the new house. I'm delighted. And you know what, viewers? We did the thing where if I sat down, we never lost. Well, I've never lost in this building on Football Manager. So that's something to be proud of, isn't it? We are remaining top then of our Champions League table with Arsenal, Barcelona and Rennes, which has surprised me. Down the bottom, no real big surprises. But PSG, only 4 points from their first 3 games. They would have expected probably a little more than that, but it's not happened. And we then ride off into the sunset. We take our 2.4 million with a phenomenal win, which is really nice to see. Next time we shall meet then, we'll fast forward a little bit. Obviously, we'll play some Champions League games after Christmas as well. That's a fun run of fixtures. Flipping heck. Gee, mate, that's not a 10K I want to be a part of. I think we'll go around maybe the Milan game, maybe like Milan Burnley or Milan Fulham. I think that should be a fun one. It gets us through a fair chunk of fixtures and some big Premier League games. But again, the gap of 9 points. I just feel like the Premier League probably isn't going to be the thing. Obviously, if we get some good results against Liverpool, the second half of the season is set to be electric. But there we are. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video and you're glad to see me back, again, do like it. And I'll see you soon later this week for more Jack Space videos going up on the second channel as well. Streaming a lot more as well. Got good internet, new internet. These videos go up like that. Honestly, unbelievable. So, bye, everyone. I'm just in a good mood. I'm in a great mood. Even if my hair looks a bit wispy. Like, oh, God, I'm literally becoming my mum.